Well, we've got a Vancouver Canucks signing and a huge trade. This happened right before the video that we had just scheduled uploaded was public on YouTube. So I apologize for the delay, but we have ourselves a deal, baby. The Washington Capitals have just acquired Pierre-Luc Dubois, 1-for-1. Darcy Kuemper, no salary retained. The LA Kings, they given up on this guy. They think that he can still be good, this guy? No, sorry, they're trading him away. And in a 1-for-1 deal for a goaltender who is 34 years old and making $5.25 until the end of 2027. You know what? 2027 is not 2031. And 5.25 is not 8.5. The Washington Capitals, baby. Pierre-Luc Dubois is heading over to the big all caps. And you know what? Some of the replies here are really funny. For a team that bought cap friendly, do they even use cap friendly? Ay, ay, ay. This is a huge trade. Makes sense for the Caps. PLD is young, and he has been decent before. Why waste salary on a backup goalie when you can have a lottery ticket on something better? And then we have ourselves more tweets out there. Not sure what's out there, still in the plane. Dubois being traded to Washington. Trade details per sources. Pierre-Luc Dubois for Darcy Kuemper, 1-for-1. The Caps bought cap friendly, so no one could make fun of Pierre-Luc Dubois' contract. Here is what Brian McClellan went out there and said. Pierre-Luc Dubois, this acquisition brings in a talented 25-year-old with immense potential to become a top-tier center in the NHL. Oh, really? I don't know if I'd agree with that, but okay, go off, McClellan. With his size, exceptional skating, and high hockey IQ, we are confident that he will thrive in our organization with increased responsibility and opportunity. That is nuts. Now, if you go over to PLD, he does have a no-move clause that kicks in on July 1st. So this was like the last time the LA Kings could have traded him for anything before he would have been able to say, no, sorry, I don't want to go there. And of course, as we had talked about, the one season that he had, 40 points, 82 games played, 1 goal in 5 games in the playoffs. Pierre-Luc Dubois stunk this season. I mean, look, half a point a game, 40 points, 80 games, not the worst thing in the world. It's certainly not, terrible. It's passable for an NHL player for sure, but for $8.5 million, that's a lot of money. And for a guy that was inevitably playing in the middle to bottom 6 of the lineup, that is where you start to say, yeah, we kind of got burned here. We got a guy from Winnipeg that was so prima donna-like and wanting to choose his destination and not wanting to stay in Winnipeg. It was very public that he didn't want to be a Jet. And we signed him to a huge extension, number 1 center caliber money, and he goes out there and does this. This is the season we get out of him. 60 points in 70 games last year. That's pretty all right. Even that may not even be $8.5 million worthy. But PLD went out there and had such a terrible season comparative to what the expectations were. He did not show up, and look, now he's going to Washington, where if you go over to the Capitals and their line combinations, you think, okay, this makes sense from the perspective of the Caps needed a center. Sorry, Hendrix Lapierre, I like this guy, he's a great prospect, he's going to become great, but he's so young, he's not really cut out to being a number 1C in the NHL right now. Dylan Strome, he's had a lot of time to develop, and he's been great the past few years, but is he a number 1C? Maybe he was projected to being a number 1 center back in 2015, but he's not that anymore. Connor McMichael, he's too young. Nick Dowd, it's Nick Dowd. He's not going to be a first-line guy. So for Pierre-Luc Dubois, the argument does exist that says, hey, he has been here before. He has been a number 1 guy. He knows what it takes to be somewhere in the top 6 and play meaningful minutes. Not saying that he overtook Mark Scheifele or anything back in Winnipeg, but there was enough leeway there that if you wanted to say Dubois has the potential to be a number 1C, hey, he's kind of in a position to be better than Lapierre, than Strome, than McMichael. So for the Washington Capitals, this makes sense for them and what they're trying to do. 1-for-1 for Darcy Kuemper. I mean, I guess what the LA Kings are trying to do here is they're just trying to wait out the contract, because Darcy Kuemper, His contract does expire in 2027. He's 34. Who knows if he retires sometime before then. 5.25, you're saving about $3 million a year. And of course, I mean, Darcy Kuemper wasn't great this season. 890 save percentage, 33 games played, a 331 goals against average. With the LA Kings, though, and their situation with Cam Talbot, you could understand that they kind of do need some support. I mean, last year, Cam Talbot was pretty good. 913 save percentage, David Rittich had a 921. So I guess if Talbot is going to go, which I don't know if it's all too confirmed, but his contract does go on till the end of this season. So if he does not get re-signed, then okay, that's it, he's done. Darcy Kuemper seems like he could be the replacement here for Talbot, playing alongside of David Rittich for next year, because Rittich actually did have a pretty good season, all things considered. If this is going to be your 1-2, it's not the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't say that it's like the best, but it's not bad. So at the end of the day, the LA Kings are addressing a need. If Cam Talbot were to re-sign, if you're giving him $5-point-something million a year, it's not the worst thing in the world anyway. Darcy Kuemper may be a little bit of a downgrade talent-wise, but if the price to do that is to get rid of PLD, the LA Kings are doing some magnificent work. And besides, Darcy Kuemper has had some really good seasons. He did have a 921 save percentage just 2 seasons ago with the Colorado Avalanche. He has been good in prior parts of his career. I mean, look at the Arizona Coyotes stint towards the end of the 2010s. 928 in 2019-20 and a 925 in 2018-19 in 55 games played. There was a period where Darcy Kuemper was one of the most underrated goalies in the NHL, and he was a former King. He had a 932 save percentage in that limited stint he had in 2017-18 too. He has talent. It's just the Washington Capitals kind of didn't, and so for Darcy Kuemper, this is a revival to play behind an LA Kings squad that is so defensively sound, that plays that 1-3-1 so well. They keep the puck out of their own net so well, unless, of course, they're playing off against the Oilers. Darcy Kuemper has a huge opportunity to succeed here in LA, and Pierre-Luc Dubois has an even bigger opportunity to head over to the Washington Capitals and become that guy. If you pair this guy with Alex Ovechkin, and he's going to be given all those minutes, then okay, Pierre-Luc Dubois, go off. This is your stage. This is your opportunity to do that. And it comes right before that no-move clause kicks in. So for the Washington Capitals, the team that just bought Cap Friendly, they're going to need to be very sure that they're using it, because this guy's got a no-move clause and a modified no-trade clause for the next 8 years. And of course, I can't be a hater too much. If Pierre-Luc Dubois goes out there and starts to get 60, 70-point seasons again, then okay, great. He fixes his reputation. Everything is great. Maybe the LA Kings and that 1-3-1 that we talked about really just didn't fit the style of game that Dubois has. And you could say for the Kings to make this trade right after signing a guy to a huge extension, $8.5 million a year, to give up on him so quickly because they recognize the warning signs. They're all there. The check engine light is beeping and beeping and beeping on PLD. They needed to get this done. You have to start thinking, wow, is this the fastest we have ever seen an NHL team, quote-unquote, admit defeat after making a huge trade? I mean, they traded away Vilardi, they traded away Iafallo, they traded away a lot of great stuff to get PLD, only for 1 season, and then eventually trading him to get Darcy Kuemper, who is not terrible as a goalie, but still, what a downgrade. The LA Kings are admitting defeat here, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Pierre-Luc Dubois and Darcy Kuemper getting traded 1-for-1, no salary retained. I gotta go out there and check out the rest of the hockey news from today, because man, I just woke up and this is some crazy things to go out there and talk about. Did not expect a Pierre-Luc Dubois trade in the slightest. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.